everyone. It is Wednesday, I tell you. What are you grateful for this Wednesday night? Wednesday, the 8th of December. The 8th. Can you believe it? Believe it or not, it's only 17 days till Christmas. I don't know how it could happen so fast. Oh, tell me about your day and what is happening in your world. That is what I want to know. What are you doing in your world? What are you grateful for this Wednesday night? Tell me about your day and what is making you smile today. That is what I want to know. Adele and Dazzle are here. Dazzle, it is treat time. Hearts out to you, Adele. I hope all is well in your world. I hope all went well this afternoon. Tell me what is exciting in all of your worlds. I am grateful. Before I came on tonight, I hit send and submitted all my work for the SBA. So my SBA project is coming to a close. So I am excited about that. I am excited to have done that and done a lot of work on that. That's been really neat. It has been very, very neat. So I have enjoyed that. And I've had it's been very interesting putting that together. And there will be a lot of lessons in the weeks ahead that I can share from that, especially as they use the work that I did. They use an instructional designer to then format it for class, so for teaching. And so I'll be interested to see how they flush that out and send that back. Hey, Kitty, how are you? Welcome tonight. What are you grateful for tonight? Julie Jankowicz, I was just thinking about you. Hey, how are you? How are you tonight? What are you grateful for? I thought of you and your chocolates today, and just before coming on, Marianne at Best Friends had a post, I guess, today about chocolate peanut butter cups and monkey farts. I don't know what they sell something with monkey farts. I don't know what that is. I think that's a separate product, but the picture in the post was a peanut butter cup. So really nice customers today. I love hearing that. Oh, Julie, we are grateful for you. We appreciate you shopping with us. We appreciate your friendship. We appreciate you being Julie. Quite honestly, I appreciate, you can't get, I used to say you had to change your name. Dan had to get a new name. Your next husband would have an easier name. But I'm at the point now that you can't change your name. I finally got it down. I can say Jankowicz without a problem. I got this. It rolls off the tongue. Dan's your forever man. Dan the man is forever. For whatever that is. And he's a good guy. I've met him. I know. But I am excited to be here with you tonight, everyone. I've got a lot to cover tonight. So let's get this party started. Where's my glasses? Helps if I have glasses on. Tonight in the Good Morning, Good Night book, we're on page 104 if you're following along in the book. Good morning. Woke up grateful for the air in my lungs, the sleep in my eyes, the ache in my bones, the chance to say hello again. Good morning. Excuse me. I'm not sure because, like I said, I worked hard today. I've been working hard for the SBA today. So my show list today has a lot of stuff, but not in any particular order. So Please pardon me for that my list is disheveled. We're here in week 89 and 90. You are here in week 89, 90, and I'm thankful to have you here with me in that. Let's see. We have got 17 days till Christmas. 17 days till Christmas. So that means you can start shopping in 16 days. I'm just saying, no reason to start shopping now. No reason to start shopping now. I think I got off I think my peanut gallery actually let me off pretty easy this year. They let me off pretty easy this year. You take them to Disney and they're giving me a pass to a level. Thank you, Adele. I am very excited. I'm looking forward to sharing the learning with that. It's an intensive class, but there are things that I'm going to be able to share with that from the information that I put together. I can't share the exact instructional materials because they're owned by the SBA, but I'm very interested. So part of my learning perspective with that will be seeing how they take what I gave them, okay, and how I did that, and they have what they employ what they call instructional designers. So they will take that and reformat it into a class teacher more appropriate thing. Is my understanding of it. So I'm curious how it comes back to me in that and takes, to compare the two, because I think it's a really interesting, it's been a really interesting project and in developing this class. So I am very curious to then turn around and be able to talk about some of the specifics of that I can talk about. I can't use the exact class materials that they give, but we can talk about it and some of the things that we did in it. If you are looking for a Christmas gift for your business, and maybe you're a women-owned business, maybe you're a minority, maybe you identify as a disadvantaged population, maybe you are LGBTQ. I'm screwing up my initials. I don't mean to be. Any of the Hello Alice has a grant, $5,000 grants, a lot of them that are going to be going out in multiple rounds. And if you haven't already registered for this, they extended the deadline because they know they didn't get the quantity of applications that they expected. So this is an opportunity for you. You have till the 17th. The grant the application link to apply to the application for this grant will be up in the NARTS private Facebook page within the hour. It'll be over at narts.org/resale strong by noon tomorrow. It's a great opportunity. It is a short grant application. It is not incredibly long. It's got a bunch of check boxes. Okay, so it looks longer than it really is. It's got a bunch of check boxes to fill out. Most of you listening will qualify. To apply for it. And it's not a heavy lifting grant. And it's a grant, an actual grant. That's money you do not have to pay back. And it's irregardless if you've gotten other grants or other aid, such as the PPP and such. So I strongly encourage you, if you are eligible, to apply for it because it's easy and it'll be up in the NARTS private Facebook group within the hour. The other item going up in the NARTS private Facebook group, our friends at NRF are asking for your help so they can help you. They are asking for our help to call on Congress. So working its way through Congress right now in the dysfunction that Congress is a refunding of the Restaurant Relief Fund. So the refunding of the Restaurant Relief Fund is actually quietly working its way through Congress right now. And so our friends at the National Retail Federation want us to help push that through. Why do they want us to help push that through? Because if this gets reauthorized, it is likely to include you. in it. You will be a restaurant because it will include retailers as part of this bill. It will probably also include gyms, but that isn't definite yet. But it is restaurants and retail. If this gets reauthorized, it will do that. So it is again a quick call to action from the National Retail Federation. Click. It will send it off to Congress. It will attach your name to it, and it is a good thing. It is really a good thing. If we could, there are so many businesses that are still recovering. I mean, that haven't been made whole by this. This is a pandemic that was not your fault. The business effects were not your fault. Yet, as a business owner, you've had to shoulder a lot of it. So, it is a very good thing to be able to get that program going. I really, with how dysfunctional Congress is right now, I have no idea. I wouldn't place any odds on that passing or not passing. I'm not making any promises on that one way or the other. I'm not it's not one that I would even give a bet on at this point. But I can tell you, if we don't advocate for you, it's pretty certain that it won't happen. If we don't do our part and advocate for it, it is almost certain it won't happen. But if they hear our voices, they get our collective voices on it, it has an impact. It has an impact. Big news on the vaccine front is places starting to require booster shots. So companies, colleges, businesses are starting to require booster shots. In retail, TJ Maxx is requiring all their office workers have booster shots by February 1st. All of their office workers. They've all been, TJ Maxx has been back in the office since November. Not that long ago, but they are now upping the game with booster shots. Colleges, many colleges are starting to require it and send out notices that it is required for the spring semester. So to be considered fully vaccinated will be with booster. And that is a huge step. And so more and more businesses are piling onto that. The whole, where is the OSHA mandate going? I don't know. The Senate was expected to vote tonight or late today on a vote of disapproval, of the OSHA vax mandate. Whether that actually, the process that they're going through to vote on that for it, actually holds the weight that it sounds like is iffy. It's another thing that ends out in the courts. And the OSHA mandate is still stuck in the courts. And that's expected to be stuck there for some time. The issue from an employment perspective, and a lot of businesses, I talked to a lot of businesses recently that are larger or that do business with the government, is they expect that if the court rules in favor of the government on this, that all the dates will be retroactive. So most businesses are working as the dates of the OSHA mandate are in effect, unless they're overly politically opposed to it. But most of even those businesses are being advised by their legal team to act as if it is going into effect. Maybe not terminate anybody for it, maybe not start the testing, but act like it is going into effect. And so part of that was knowing as of December 6th how well vaccinated your staff was and who wasn't, and getting that information. So this is going to play out in the courts. It's going to end out at the Supreme Court. I think the general part of the vaccine mandate is doable. It is the ultimate of, from a legal perspective, and keep in mind I am not a lawyer, but I play one on TV. Okay, the ultimate thing with that is who has the authority to authorize it? Is it OSHA? Is it another government agency? Is the issue with it that they didn't impose it on all businesses? So those are some of the things, and whatever the courts rule on, they will change the mandate to comply with it. Okay, they will change what agency issued it. They will change and make it on all businesses or businesses over X number. They will do all of it to comply. So it's coming. It's just a matter of when. My take on it. Ultimately, I still believe in the vaccines and that we are safer with them. But I don't know, where this is headed. So I just know it's wasting a lot of court time. That is what I know. A quick statistic for you. Quick statistic, because people like statistics. Over half of small business, 51% of small businesses are run by people over the age of 55. Over the age of 55, 51% of small businesses are. 80% is the percentage of retailers who say that implementing email marketing campaigns is their most effective customer retention strategy. So 80% of retailers say that implementing email campaigns is their most effective customer retention strategy. And customer retention is important. And 37% is the number of employees when they need to learn something that use their internal company's learning system versus an outside learning portal. But the first two stats there, I think, are pretty impressive. 51% of current small business owners are over the age of 55. To me, that's opportunity. That'll be opportunity for growth as those people retire or sell their businesses or close their businesses. There's going to be opportunities. The opportunities that lie ahead of us are huge. The opportunities that lie ahead of us are huge. Wayfair, who's back to losing money, is doing what all firms with venture capital are doing. They're opening stores. So Wayfair is opening 3 new stores in early 2022 so that they can reach their customers at a lower cost. So they can get to their customers at a lower cost. You'll even be able to take items from these stores where pick up in store or have it delivered. But Wayfair is they've had a test store before in Massachusetts, and now they're going to open 3 stores. So that will be interesting. What would you do if I told you had to get rid of your Facebook account? What would you say to me if I told you after this meeting, after our talk tonight, you had to go online and delete your store's Facebook account? And then after you delete that, you had to delete your Instagram account. And then go delete your business's Pinterest page. And your Twitter account and your TikTok and your Snapchat. What if I told you had to delete all your business presence on social media? Would you do it? Would you do it? Or would you say, Neil, he's nuts. He's nuts. It's like he doesn't even have a hair left on his head. He's just nuts. Where does he come up with these ideas? Where does he come up with these ideas? Why would he ask me to do that? Does he know how much I sell on my Facebook Lives and one of my Instagram Reels? Oh, sure, delete your presence off of Google too. But I'm really talking about social. And if you are familiar with the company Lush, Rebecca loves Lush. They are known for their scent-free products, their all sorts of, they're a cosmetic company that has all sorts of natural products, I guess is the, all I know is that I can buy a gift card there and I will get appreciated for the moment. If I buy Rebecca a gift card there or just take her shopping there, I am dad of the moment. But Lush has taken a stand against the negative effects of social media and the negative effects on their customer base and how they look, okay? And the negative effects, how people look at how they look. And so Lush has said, we're not going to do that to our we don't want to partake in that anymore. And they have deleted all their social media accounts. They have removed themselves from all the social media platforms. And it is quite an interesting stand, okay? I mean, that's a very interesting stand. I mean, if you think about advertising and all the different ways people advertise and market your brand, this isn't like saying, I'm going to advertise, not going to advertise in Vogue, but I'm going to advertise in, I don't know, another magazine. They're crazy. Yeah, I don't know that it's going to have the impact that they want it to. I mean, I appreciate them taking a stand, but I don't know that they have the connection with their customers to connect with them in other ways. And that's part of how you can do that, how you can reduce your need for one form of advertising. I mean, we were talking in one of the groups the other day. There were a few of us talking about the yellow pages. Okay. And, one of the points of discussion was even getting the listing for consignment in there. Okay. And then all of a sudden there was computer services, and all these other things that pushed consignment further down the line in the yellow pages. But it took a long time for you to wean you off the yellow pages, where you still advertised some in that as a business, okay, and paid to have your name in that. I'd have to look back when the last time we had a yellow page ad was, but I certainly remember it. And anybody who's done it, who's been around long enough in business, paid a lot of money for that. And it is diversification. So should they have come off of Instagram? Maybe. Should they have come off of one, but not all? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. And I'm not sure that, quite honestly, any of their customers are listening. I mean, if they caught the announcement, okay, how do you get your customers to listen versus just thinking you don't exist anymore? So I don't know how this will play for them as a business in the long term. Or, in 6 months, we'll hear we've had our customers have begged us to be back on these platforms. We don't believe in them, but our customers want us there. I don't know if we'll hear that story. It is going to be a very interesting story to follow. Right. When the yellow pages messed up your ad, you had to live with it for an entire year. That's correct. And then you had to argue about it to get, even the smallest of credits on it. I remember, And then when the other book came out, I forget what the other book was. There was the yellow pages, and then there was something that came out that was trying to mimic the yellow pages. And they tried to get you to advertise in both of them. And they were both ridiculous prices. Again, totally unsure where this is going with Lush. But I understand the need to continuously market, I mean, Coca-Cola and McDonald's are great examples of that, of the need to continue to remind people that you exist and you are relevant. Coca-Cola would spend millions and millions of dollars every year on advertising. Okay. And if they stopped advertising tomorrow, they'd still sell a Coke. Okay. People would still buy a Coca-Cola. But would they become top of mind? Would that drift down? Of course it would. Okay. Where they wouldn't be the top. And the same for McDonald's. You have to remain top of mind for people. So, that is why you connect. You create connections. I'm not sure that Lush has made enough of a connection. They do connect. Okay, I mean, Rebecca is very passionate. As an example, is very passionate about their products. Loves their products. Can talk much better about their products than I can. Okay, she wanted me to give up the hand cream I use for theirs. It doesn't work for me, but she can talk very passionately about all of their products and everything and their naturalness and everything. I can't talk about it. I can't even fake it. I can't even fake it here with you guys tonight to talk about it. But I don't know that's enough, and I don't know what other things they will be doing to get their brand awareness, or if they think their users, like a Rebecca, talking about how they love it on social media, and things will replace the fact that they're not on social. I don't know. We'll have to see. Hey, Kelly, I am glad you did your yoga class. You can always catch us on replay, but I am glad you yogaed. You yogaed for us all. You yogaed for us all. Is what I say. So, but just keep that in mind. It'll be interesting to follow that. I mean, we all know social is a double-edged sword. It can be extremely positive. It can be completely negative. It can be completely and totally awful. Okay, and we've all seen examples of that. And so with everything with that is the decision that Lush made. I think it is a tremendously interesting interesting thing to follow. I really do. I think the concept of it, and honestly, what they do in 6 months or what Wall Street makes them do. Because again, they aren't privately held. So eventually, if that strategy is unprofitable, Wall Street is going to tell them so. In our efforts to continuously learn, I have to bring out a lesson from my notebook of Disney. Our notebook to Disney, and tonight's lesson is what are customers of Disney? What are customers of Disney? And why does that matter? Why does that matter? Okay, and anybody know what a customer of Disney is referred to as? Anybody pulling that out of their memory banks before I tell you? What is a customer of Disney referred to as? Any thoughts on that? I know I'm not supposed to quiz you on a Wednesday. I'm not supposed to quiz you on a Wednesday. But I had this on my list. Well, I had all this other stuff I was talking about, and I thought this was Adele's got it. Be our guest, put our service to the test. Yes, they're referred to as guests. And part of the Disney training is not just the term guest. Okay? It's not just we're teaching you a word. They're not our customer, they're our guest. It's not an interchangeable word. And it is a philosophy, it is a mindset that they are your guest. Staff are cast members. And we'll go into cast members on a different thing. We will go into cast members on a different day. And why throughout theirs everybody is a cast member. And that goes beyond, both terms go beyond the parks. Okay, people think of the parks when they use these terms, but um, it goes throughout the organization. Excuse me, that you are their guest and to put their service to the test. Okay, I mean the Beauty and the Beast song where they're singing. And we dined at the Be Our Guest restaurant in Bell's Castle. Okay, but that isn't, the whole mindset of they are your guest. Okay, that when you step in, when you have an interaction with a cast member, okay, when you have an interaction with anyone at Disney, they are interacting and trying to help you like you are their guest. You are a guest in their home. You are a guest in their place. How can they serve you best? How can they help you? This isn't, just point that way. This is how can they help you? This is taking you to an item because you're their guest. It is, I'm working with another guest right now, but I will be with you in a moment, or I will get another cast member to help you. The whole philosophy of guest, okay, really embodies that, okay, and embodies them coming into your home. How would you treat someone that was over to your house? Okay, I mean, Kelly would probably make you do yoga, so I don't know if I'm going to go over to Kelly's house. But if you were a guest in someone's home, it does sound Beauty and the Beast, but that's because I'm doing it. But this was before Beauty and the Beast. The song sticks in our head from Beauty and the Beast, okay? Because all the dishes, but Be Our Guest and all that is synonymous with that. But the concept of being our guest, okay, and treating people like a guest, and with the respect of a guest within your, when they come to your castle, when they come to your store, okay, your store is the Disney castle. Your store is the equivalent of a castle at Disneyland, okay? And how do you treat your guests? Okay, how do you help your guests? When you put the term guest in place of customer, in place of consignor, in place of everything, it changes the conversation. Okay, it changes their mental attitude. Even Rebecca at Lego has, when another team member at Lego has worked for Disney, because they'll say, I'm working with one of our guests on this issue. How can we help this guest? And it comes from an area of service. When you think of someone as your guest, you try to serve them. You try to, how do we best serve them? In the same way as you won't ask your guests in your house to dust for you or to clean up or to do things you want to do for them. You want to serve them. And so when you use the term guest, it implies that level of service. It implies a level of care. Okay. And so that is part of what Disney is putting in their cast members' head when they use the term guest. They are putting a level of service, a mindset, I argue a mindset of service by using the term guest. You wouldn't tell your guests to get the heck out of here. Maybe if they stayed too long, okay. You wouldn't tell your guests to take a hike. You would find a way to serve your guests. If they wanted this shirt in red and you only had navy, you would find a way to serve your guest. How do you connect with and how do you serve your guest? And when you use that term, it changes the mindset. It changes the story. And we're going to talk a lot in the coming weeks about story, okay? Because Disney can do that. Disney tells a story. I'm not telling story now, but I'm telling you how the term guest changes the story. Think about that in your own store, your own castle. Okay, imagine where you're the governor of your castle, you're the governor of your store. So if you started referring to people as your guest, okay, would you have a sloppy display? Would you have dust bunnies everywhere? Okay. Would you make them do yoga if they came to your store? I don't know. Maybe Kelly's, that would be their way of calming her guests. Okay. But it is how you engage. It changes the story. It changes your mindset. It changes your smile. Okay. It changes the way you're approached. When you approach someone as a guest, it takes the negative. I mean, even someone I approached today, you know, I don't know. I've told this story recently. I've certainly told it before, but we don't have caller ID on our store phones. Do you know why we don't have caller ID on our store phones? Any guesses why we don't have caller ID on our phones? And I'll give you a hint. It's not because Neil's cheap. I think I actually have to pay to have it turned off. But any guesses why I don't have caller ID turned on my store phones? No guesses? I will tell you why. I'm not here to quiz you late at night on a Wednesday night. We do not have caller ID on our phones so that you answer with a smile. You answer with the guest in mind. Right. I don't want that. I don't want the assumptive. Oh my God, this person's calling. And I don't want them to have perceived notions about the caller. Okay. I had somebody call me today who's a real, you know what. Okay. He's a real, you know what. And you know, it's one of those, do you send it to voicemail and then you're like, oh God, I got to deal with it again later. So I'm going to deal with it now. And I could have just been hello, a monotone, but I answered with it, hey, happy holidays. It changed the whole, it threw them off balance. It just completely, you didn't know what to do with that. It changed the whole tone of everything. And so when you go into it with your guest, when you go into it without perceived notions, when you go into it with a positive attitude that they are your guest and you are here to serve, okay, with a servant's attitude, it is different. And that is part of what Disney is teaching with that mindset of guest. Okay, it is a small part that they impart on every cast member. Okay, and to think of their customers as guests in their home, at their castle. Okay, you are there at their castle. You are their guest. How can they make your day better? So think of that when you're answering the phone. Think of that if you put electrical tape over your caller ID. Think of how that changes what people do and how people act and what reaction they have. It can be amazing. And you too can have a magical experience with every guest in your castle. You can create a magical experience. Okay, because this is just one of many lessons. I got a whole pad of lessons that we can learn from Disney. Okay, and apply to our business. This is just one. You know what else you can learn? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the next day. All the files, all the links, everything I do goes over to narts.org/resalestrong by noon the next day, including a direct link to this show, this video on the YouTube channel, you're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, you can. You can still ring the bell so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help every guest make it to the other side. I'm here every Sunday and Wednesday at more 8 than ish, but if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. If you were not here at the top of the program, we are on page 104 tonight. Our good morning today is good morning. Woke up, grateful for the air in my lungs, the sleep in my eyes, the ache in my bones, the chance to say hello again. Our good night tonight is good night, lying down, grateful for the air in my lungs, the sleep in my eyes, the ache in my bones, the chance to see you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, and until Sunday at more 8 than ish, from on the road, I'm going to be on the road Sunday, but I'm still to you. I'm still coming to you. Be nice to be on the road, but I will still come to you Sunday at more 8 than ish. Know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. It's time for dessert.